Victor, founder of Slash App, connected by Nick Brumman, who's one of my fucking OGs. Shout out to Nick Brumman. How are you, man? Do you want to start with like a quick intro? I appreciate you coming on. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I was like lost at a monologue.
Bro, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, intro through Nick Brumman. Shout out at Nick Brumman. A little bit about myself. I'm from Venezuela. Grew up there. Moved to the U.S. when I was 18 to study computer science at Stanford, and then dropped out to work on Slash full time. Slash is a digital banking platform for small and medium-sized businesses here in the U.S. We want to be the best in class banking platform for each individual industry, and one of the industries we're going after right now is crypto and also international businesses, and we're really leveraging to build products that are valuable to people outside of the ecosystem as well.
Fuck yeah. Why are you going after banking and crypto? Like, what's the angle there?
There's two angles. But first of all, we work with a lot of actual crypto companies, and the reason they come to Slash is because we centralize all of their financial tools in one place. So before Slash existed, you had to have a Bank of America account to keep all your fiat. You had to have a Coinbase account to basically on and off ramp, and then you had to have like a Gnosis safe or Fireblocks, some sort of wallet or where you actually kept the crypto part of your treasury. With Slash, you can do all of that in one place. You can hold your fiat, you can hold your crypto, and then you can move to and from crypto. So you can on and off ramp. So that's like we serve crypto companies. And then the launch that we did last week that went pretty viral, the global USD launch, is basically a product that allows businesses outside of the US to create functionally a US bank account. We can't call it a bank account because it isn't, but we let businesses outside of the US send, receive, accept, and hold dollars. So those are kind of the two crypto like products that we have in market.
Word. So how do you guys compete with like a Brex or like some other notable startup banks?
Yeah. I mean, we're the only one that allows businesses outside of the US to actually create accounts with them. So if
Really?
you're a business incorporated in Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Colombia, Panama, Puerto Rico, the list goes on. There's 110 countries that we support. You can get a fully functional account and routing number with Slash. So I think that's a big one. There's a lot of like multi-entity businesses that we work with. They might have like one Cayman entity, one US entity, one Hong Kong entity. And so the ability to onboard not only your US LLC, but all your businesses, that makes us very competitive. And then on the raw banking side, not even just for crypto companies, the fact that we're the most competitive on rewards. So people on our pro plan get 2% cash back. And then for people that meet certain spend minimums, we can go higher than that. So for high ad spenders, high card spenders in general, we're super valuable. And lastly, we're also the only kind of like startup banking platform that allows businesses to natively send and receive crypto. So there's a lot. We work with like a lot of like watch dealers, yacht dealers, like businesses that have foreign customers that want to pay them in crypto. And they can receive it. We give them wallet addresses that automatically drain to their Slash account. So those are just some of the differentiating features that Slash has.
Yeah, I'm in the market for a bank for the threadguy stream. I'm not gonna lie. Why
Oh,
I'm doing some DD today. I mean, okay, why has no one outside the US done what you're able to do with banking? Like if you're outside the US, you just fucked. Like how does that work?
well, basically before our global USD account launched last week, there were two alternatives. One is you just like you're a business in Dubai or you're a business outside the US and you want to sell on Amazon, you want to sell on Shopify, you want to sell into the US market and you have customers that want to pay you in dollars. You either basically your only option was basically to create a PayPal account or like a local bank account where there would be like a huge conversion fee charge where it's like you get US dollars and then to convert it to like Canadian dollars or convert it to like your local currency, your local bank imposes like a steep markup. That's option number one. And option number two was you have to like create a US LLC or a C corp, which costs a few $100, and then you have to then pay US tax, and it's like this very annoying thing. But now with the advent of stable coins, we can give people a bank account like experience where instead of holding funds at an actual bank in the US, they just hold stablecoins under the hood, and then they can send out those stablecoins through an ACH or a wire whenever they want.
How much does the integration of stablecoins change what banking looks like?
I think a ton. I think like one, it's just going to help maintain the US dollar as the world reserve currency. There's like a very top-down mandate where Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury, like all the highest people up at the Trump admin are saying, let's drive stablecoin adoption. The Genius Act was passed recently. And so I think lots of international trade will be done through stables. So like US businesses will pay their international counterparties in stable coins, like international and vice versa. A lot of trade will be done through stables. And generally it'll be a lot of products like Global USD, which we launched last week, will spin up, and it'll be easier for digital nomads. If you live in Bali, if you live in fucking Australia, wherever it is, to just like create a US dollar account without any friction and without having to go to like some legacy garbage bank at like your local country.
Did you come up as a sneaker kid?
Yes, I mean, yes and no. Um, Sneaker resellers were the first market that we went after in in Slash, but it was like my entrance into sneakers. Like I was 18 years old, I started Slash, and we started letting these sneaker resellers create a bunch of virtual cards. We competed against like Privacy and Stripe, which were the products that everyone used. Um, and that product that we launched for this like very niche audience then evolved to be something much greater, and a banking product now trusted by over 3,000 businesses. You know, $4 billion in card spend per year. So kind of came up as a sneaker kid, and that's how I got in contact with Nick, who I know that you used to work with,
I used to
right?
work
Like with
for him.
Poke Market or one
He
of
was
these
my
other
boss.
brands.
Yeah, he was my boss when I was like
Bro,
when
it's
I was like I don't
crazy.
know, I was
Dude, you don't
18.
know how much he talks about. He's like, bro, this fucking guy that used to work for me, now he's with fucking Trump. It's nuts, bro. Congrats on what you built, dude.
Thank you. Nick Brumman is a super smart kid. He used to fucking run shit in the sneaker Twitter. How do you get into like the banking industry when you're 18?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I always really wanted to start a business. Like my dad was an entrepreneur, my grandpa was an entrepreneur. So when COVID hit, I was just like, okay, let me just take time off school and try to make something work. And so I got introduced to sneaker kids before I knew anything about banking, and I just knew that they needed to be able to create lots of virtual cards to be able to buy all these shoes. And so I was like, okay, let's just find a way to build this product. And at the time in 2021, um, the banking as a service space was very hot. Banks were very eager to onboard fintech companies, even if they weren't very sophisticated. So there was like a point in time luck thing where my co-founder and I were 18. These partner banks were just like, yeah, compete. Banking as a service is the next thing. Fintech is the next thing. And so the company started in an era where it was like decently easy to set up bank partnerships and spin up new fintech companies. Over time, regulatory scrutiny increased, and every other fintech company has had to hire like more compliance people. But dude, it was just like a lot of fucking first principles thinking, talking to lots of vendors, and trying to solve a need. It wasn't like banking was like my calling or anything like that before, but just figured out a way to make it work.
Dude, the virtual cards thing was such a fucking bitch in the sneaker days. Oh my god, it was such a like technical nightmare all the time. Okay, so you're like really tapped in, especially with what Slash does with all this like just like the whole like ecom, internet money, digital marketing crowd. Like, do you think that this trend that we're watching happen of internet money is the future of business?
100%. I think Jensen Huang, the founder and CEO of NVIDIA, he made a really good quote that he said that AI will create many more millionaires than the internet did. And I completely agree with that. Maybe it won't create as many billionaires, but I think AI just driving what I like to call the power lawification of everything. So the power law is this concept that a very small subset of all the people in a given group or all the investments in a given portfolio drive all of the returns. Like a small subset of people drive all the returns. And I think the same thing is going to happen in business, right? With AI now, like any given person can be so much more productive. You can have your copy written for you, your financial analysis done for you. Basically, every single part of your business is automated. The only thing you have to do is build a great product and sell it. And so the very best and brightest young people out there are just going to be able to leverage these AI tools and whip up businesses left and right. And hopefully, they'll all bank with Slash. But 100%, I think internet money, this idea of young guys that just figure out to make it a way to make it work with AI is the future, dude.
What internet niche do you think is going to go the most parabolic? There's like the course sellers, there's crypto, there's the ad agencies, there's the e-com guys. Like, where do you see that the trend is evolving and taking off?
I think where a lot of the biggest millionaires will be created, I mean, is in people that find out that build services businesses that equip legacy businesses to implement AI. So if you're a young person and you're a fucking baller prompter, you're good at creating AI video, you're good at, setting up like N8N workflows, you're just like good at automating, I don't know, a bunch of modeling with AI, and you're in the know of all these tools, you're constantly online, you know everything that's dropping, and you go to like your local HVAC company, you go to like your local restaurant, you go to like your local people, and you tell them like, look, I'm gonna help you like cut your headcount down by integrating AI everywhere. I think that'll be super huge. That's definitely not part of like the culture as much, because a lot of the people that are printing and doing this shit like aren't selling a course because they're just like, okay, I'll just do it myself. And I think that's going to be a huge trend, just like young people that know how to use AI.
Do you? It kind of is not part of the culture, by the way. The like internet. There's like in my opinion, there's like the internet young money hustler like culture, and the crypto is probably very big on it. The course sellers are fairly big. They're more on Instagram, but they're fairly big on it. Sneakers, the reselling
I
scene.
think like I think, but there's also an element of same people that apply all that stuff to their agency, to their ecom brand, to everything. No, like if you can find a way to mass create content, your course with AI and consistently launch new modules because you're scripting everything automatically, or in your ecom brand, you're doing stuff like triple will, stuff in your backend that just like
Yeah.
helps you be much more efficient than the same trend kind of applies. But generally, I think my take is that I don't have a bet on a particular niche besides this like services one. Just that the most successful young people are going to be the ones that know how to use every single one of these services and prompt like motherfuckers.
I think you're probably right about the AI thing, by the way, especially with the like. They're starting to see it a little bit. There's this growing community on Twitter of these sort of like really good poster, esoteric type of tech adjacent, finance adjacent, AI adjacent accounts that are like getting hella influential because there's not that many people that can articulately speak about practical AI. Like people could do the thread, like the 5 crazy things you missed in AI, but people that could speak practical application on just making money with it is very niche.
Or people that actually pay attention to those threads. There's a lot of these like stupid AI influencers, um, but they're posting about like fucking insane products. Like Higgsfield, like this like new image model, video model, like Pika, fucking Crea AI.
Yeah,
Like if you
Pico,
learn how
yeah.
to use those tools, you can have like a one-man content shop that just prints out bangers. And we posted our first AI video ever last week. Went pretty viral at launch. It got like 1 million views. And it's just something we're gonna do. We're gonna do a ton now because clearly it's very novel, and we just have to, capitalize on it before everyone else arrives and everyone else knows how to make videos. So like, what I would just say is, whenever something new comes out, like rush and be the best power user of these new AI tools.
By the way, this is the most cracked marketing thing right now that for some reason no one is doing it. I should probably hire one of your guys to make the AI videos for the stream. It's like a couple people have done it. Kalshi did one. A couple other people have done one. It's like guaranteed 2 million views on Twitter. It costs like not that much. It's the most free thing ever. I cannot believe more people aren't doing it. And then when you see this and you think, wow, I can't believe not like no one else is doing it, especially the bigger legacy plays. You just realize, damn, you're just more tapped in. Like it's just like niche. It's like if you know, you know. Like Kalshi, cool, they're a lit internet company. No one else is doing it. Why?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, Kalshi did a huge one. There was another person that did a super viral. Well, Kalshi's done a couple of them, bro. Like Kalshi did like one where it was like all the like historical episodes, like bet on everything.
Yeah, yeah,
That one
yeah.
went super sick. They ran like some NBA ad or something that was made with AI and it went super viral. And dude, ours that we did yesterday got like 1 million views, and it was basically we did this viral launch, the global USD account, which lets businesses in 100 plus countries open the equivalent of a US bank account, so not a real US bank account. You get a US account and routing number. And then, have you seen The Big Short?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, you know that scene where Margot Robbie is in the
Yeah, of
bathtub
course.
and she's
Oh
like
yeah, I know
explaining.
that scene. Yeah, yeah.
We just like looking like here. A lot of people have been asking us how global USD actually works. Here's Margot sloppy in a bathtub to explain, and then boom, million views.
Dude, The Big Short. Wait, can I ask you how much you spent on it? Or you can say it offline if you don't want to say.
On that video, dude, we spent $230.
Dude, hey, free game, man. The $230, or even I think Kalshi said they spent 20K on the AI ad to do your marketing. There was literally not a single thing probably in the history of the world you could spend $20,000 on to get better return for than that. So it's probably gonna become a big trend soon. But GG on that. Well done.
Thank you, bro. No, dude, yeah, it was wild. But you do really need to grind to make it good. Like you can't one shot an entire video. You can't write one prompt
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
copy Margot Robbie from The Big Short and make me a good ad and talking about global USD. It's like you need to have everything scripted out first. You need to write a prompt for each individual scene. You need to describe the lighting. You need to describe like the placement of the camera. You need to like make super detailed prompts about every part of the face of the character so you get like
Yeah,
character
yeah.
consistency. So it's not trick. It didn't cost a lot of money, but it took like our
I
editor,
believe it. I believe it.
Mason, like 20 hours.
Look, I'm not trying to say what you did was easy, but hey, okay. On a serious note, dude, how much did you spend on the slash.com domain?
$1 million, bro.
Ugh.
Yeah. I think um we were debating it like Mike. I was more against it. My co-founder was really for it, and I think it's just been a great decision because, dude, our vision is we want to be the largest commercial credit card issuer in the country. Process $4 billion in credit card payments per year now. The 10th largest, I think, does like 30. So we're like less than 1 10x away from being there. And I don't know what the biggest one does. It's definitely JP Morgan. They do like 180 billion or something crazy like that. But you don't want to bank with like a startup. Nobody wants to bank with like a small company. Like if you go to like joinslash.com, it's kind of shitty. So it's just given us a lot of legitimacy. It's much easier when I tell people like, oh, just go to slash.com. So I think it's worth it. I think you should only drop serious money on a domain if you have crazy product market fit. Like there's this one other company called Icon. They did a super viral launch, and I don't know exactly how well they're doing, but they spent fucking 12 million bucks. And bro, that was just wild. I mean, I mean, hopefully they execute and they then tell their investors like, boom, we did this. But that's just crazy.
Hey, you looking got a good deal for Slash, I think. It didn't sound that crazy.
Yeah, dude, pretty good deal.
How?
I think. I mean, we did it. We delayed announcing our Series B, a $41 million round that we raised this year.
Congrats.
Because we knew that if we tried to buy it after the round was out, they would have asked for like 3, 4, 5 mil.
Damn. Congrats. That's a lot. 41 million. Not a lot of people raise 41 million. How many users do you guys have? Like how much money do you manage and how many people are using Slash?
We have like around 3,000 active businesses using Slash, like keeping money and actively spending on our cards every single month. The average Slash customer does between 5 to 100 million in revenue per year. So it's more like mid-market businesses, and we don't have like a long tail of like mom and pop shops using us. And we have like into the 9 figures of like on platform assets. Haven't cracked a billion yet. When we do, I'll make a big fuss about that. So hopefully soon. But yeah, the primary KPI is card volume, of which we do a lot, and crypto payment volume too, dude. We do a shit ton of crypto payment
Really?
volume. Like we do like $1 billion in yearly stablecoin payment volume.
You said $1 billion in yearly stablecoin, or million?
Not revenue for like stablecoin payment
Yeah.
volume, like people that on and off ramp Slash.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah, dude.
How do you
It's cool. It's cool.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. What's up?
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask you, how do you make $1 billion from Slash?
Me personally?
Well, you know, how does Slash make $1 billion? You personally too, but
like how does Slash? I mean, there are a few different things. So is it how does Slash get to $1 billion in yearly revenue? Is it how does Slash get to $1 billion valuation? How does Slash get to $1 billion in profit per year? Which one of those? Or
Go
how does
profit.
Victor personally eventually get?
How does well, I know you're most curious about the last one, but how does Slash make profit $1 billion?
All right, let's just do the napkin math on that. So 1 billion. Um, so to make $1 billion in profit per year, basically our take rate on card spend is like 50 basis points, like 0.5%. So to make $1 billion in gross profit, we would have to do around $16 billion in card volume per month. Yeah, $16 billion in card volume per month. So that's like what? Like almost 200 billion. We'd need to be among the biggest credit card issuers in the country. But hopefully we get there a lot earlier by just selling a lot more products to our customers. Like right now, card is the main monetization engine, but we're starting to healthily monetize these crypto payments. We're starting to make interest on deposits. So yeah, dude, we just have to build like a giga scale
Yeah.
financial services business that touches the lives of most business owners in the country, and hopefully we'll be tapped enough into the culture that most young online money guys, when they're thinking of, what are the basics when setting up a new business, it's like, let me get an LC, let me get a Slash account, and then let's rip.
Um, Thanks for actually doing the math. That was fun. It's a big number, but I enjoyed it. Um, how big of an edge do you think crypto is going to be for you guys?
I mean, I think we've been intentional about trying to be a first mover. Um, Obviously, this huge top-down mandate from the administration to push stablecoin adoption, and every other fintech company has been super slow to adopt. Like, I don't think Brex, Ramp, Mercury, any of these other companies actually support crypto on and off ramps. Like, you can't send and receive or hold crypto using any of these other platforms, and we do. I think eventually, like, crypto and fintech will just converge the same market. Um, so we're just making that happen. Like we're gonna be one of the first fintech companies to also become a crypto company and eventually define this new category of just like blockchain powered like financial services businesses.
That was sick.
I think to your point, sorry, of like how big of an edge can it be for us? Like right now it's definitely an edge because like we're the only ones that do it. Eventually all these other guys are gonna catch up and they're gonna realize like crypto's the future and they'll launch this. But for the time being, it's just like speed is the mo. Like let's just
Yeah,
keep pushing. Let's keep acquiring more customers. And take the market before they catch up.
I love it. This was fun, dude. I'm gonna ask you a sign off, and I gotta let you go here. Sorry for joining late. What is the number one priority of
You're good.
Slash right now? Like, what are you trying to ship right now? What are you ready to launch? What are you working on trying to fix internally? Philosophical message or goal? Like, what's the number one priority at Slash right now?
I'll tell you the practical one and then I'll give you the philosophical one.
Sick.
The practical one is we have an amazing product right now with ripping product market fit, amazing growth. So just focused on building a ton of tooling internally for our support and growth team to be able to like onboard all the new people that are interested in Slash, service all the accounts when they hop on. So a lot of fucking internal tool building to make sure we can process improve. And then the philosophical one is we just want to keep building products that make the lives of the entrepreneurs that use us easier. We want to build a product that lets entrepreneurs spend all of their time on the needle moving parts of their business, acquiring more customers, selling more than these, boring, tedious financial back office tasks. So with that, my guy, appreciate you having me on and see you next time.
Victor, it's a pleasure, man.